Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode from your best buddy. We're going to be doing some drawing today. And what I want to do is do kind of like a comic book kind of style type of thing, because, that's fun. And I do already have an idea for a hero. It's just a kind of hero that I've been having in my head for a while. OC, this is my OC. Please do not steal. No, just kidding. I mean, I don't care. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'd prefer if you didn't steal it, honestly. But even so, like, I don't even know if the idea is all that great. Cause, like, just like any idea, no idea is original anymore. So I'm sure it might already exist, anyways. So, like, who cares? Um, but yeah, I wanted to do a comic book style and let y'all come along for the ride and see kind of like my process for it. But this is a disclaimer. Um, I am bad at it. So, uh, take that with a grain of salt. I am using a reference here. I just went on like Google and looked up cool poses. That's literally what I searched in this. You'll find it. You'll see it. It's one of the first ones that shows up. It's one of the first images, and it's just a little weird pose, but I think it lends itself well to the kind of character that this hero superhero would be. And I'll tell you about the superhero anyways, because like it's good to have like if you're drawing a hero, it's good to have your idea of what that hero is going to be because that influences things like the costumes and his mannerisms or hers. A heroine if you're drawing a heroine too. So this guy is kind of like a mixture between the Incredible Hulk and something like Doctor Strange, if that makes sense. Cause okay, so he uses magic, right? He's gonna have like magic powers, okay? But the only he doesn't get angry, but if he dies, he comes back as this hero character. That's his shtick. So he dies. He comes back as this hero, and then he has like magical powers, and then eventually he like uh is done and and then goes back to being average Joe McGee again. Does that sound exciting? Does that sound fun? Well, anyways, that's his thing. And I've already got an idea for his costume. So this honestly, I haven't really tried drawing this guy out in any full capacity. So we're just going to be copying this pose, and then I'm going to put his costume right on top. Honestly, this is about done with the pose. His buttocks is about right here. This guy's wearing really dark pants, so I only really have a silhouette of his legs, but his buttocks, judging by like his muscular crease that you get when you have very strong back muscles, that crease. This crease, the crease. Judging by that, it would make the hole seem like that. He's got a really. I don't know if this is his pants flaring out or if that's like his hip, but there's like a thing that does that. It's crazy. I'm putting it in. I don't care. But yeah, I went with like this weird pose because I think it lends itself to the weirdness of you know the character. Because you got to imagine this guy is like he's so this is like mid transformation. Okay, this is what this image is kind of be. So he's just died. Okay, the guy like literally just suffered a mortal wound, and now he's like being uh reinstated with powers. Let's see if I can get the dimensions of his head properly, you know, because this is quite an interesting angle for his for a head. So I guess this is going to be a two-part kind of like video where it's going to be like figure drawing, but also comic book style. I'm trying to get my eraser to be the proper thing real quick. So his this is like his neck muscle thing, and then his Adam's apple does that thing, and then he's got a jawline right here. Ignore all these lines because those are now bad. And here's his face, and here's a nose. Here's a brow. Is that head too small? I think it is. So we're gonna go a little bigger. We're not even gonna go details, you know. We're just gonna get the general. So here's the ear, and then he's got long hair, but you know, in this instance, we're gonna forego the hair because he's going to be wearing a costume. Because, you know, why does he get into a costume when he dies? You know, that's like one of the things that, like, you're just going to have to deal with it. It's comic book logic. He dies, he gets a costume, and he comes back. Sue me. That's just how the world works. But I think his costume's cool. I like his costume. You'll see it here in a second. So that's the pose. That's the pose. I guess I'll add his nose as well. His nose isn't really going to be all that important because in the instance of this character, like it's really you're not going to see his facial features because his facial features are not going to be a thing. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. So that's his costume. There he is. Good enough, right? I don't know. Does it look like he's like he's got an arrow in his neck? He's dead. Dead. Okay, let's get into the costume bits. Okay, that's my base, and now we're gonna go a little harder. I'm gonna be fairly sketchy with this, but I do want to get into the costume. Like the costume really is not going to be all that much added on top of what I just drew because it's a skin tight costume, you know, like OG comic book type of costume. But I do want to get the bases here so I can add the costume on top of it. The details aren't going to be very important because I know something you don't know, which is what the costume is going to look like, which means I can tell you right now. Most of it's black. So that's going to make it a little easier. Oh, you do see his pinky. It's like, boop. It's like going like that a little bit. So now we get his face here. But the details do not matter all that much on his face. I do have some comic book references. Most of them are Spider-Man. Maybe I should have like a Doctor Strange or what's that DC hero that's got like the mask? What oh, hold on. Is it Doctor Fate? It is Doctor Fate. I don't know what Doctor Fate's powers are. I don't know too much about him, but I do dig his costume. Look up Doctor Fate. He's got like a sick cape, and he wears like a mask, like a helmet. He's got like a helmet, and it's a pretty sick helmet. It's a sick look, and so like it's going to be kind of like Doctor Fate as well. Doctor Fate's costume is a little more in depth, as is Doctor Strange's. You know, this comic is this character isn't going to be super um you know. His costume's not very detailed. He does have a cape because capes are cool, but pretty much everything else is just like This is his costume, except for the cape. Oh yeah, and also he's got this thing going on. He's got. Oh, that's a little high. Right at his brow, he's got like this view, not like a viewfinder port thing, but he's got a T-shaped mask. You know how you got the domino mask? So that's like the domino mask, you know, your classic Robin. So this is going to be a T-shaped opening for his head, so you're going to see his eyes. Well, you would if he wasn't designed the way I designed him. So, you know, it's like that. So I'm going to have to try to make that shape fit his face a little bit, just like that. But the thing that I think is interesting with this guy's costume, in my opinion, is the fact that, say, I'm going to add another layer real fast just to do like a quick background, okay? Just make it a little. Oop, that's. So it's going to be like that. Oops. So, oh my gosh, what's going on now? Why did it decide that my eraser was a pencil? Anyways, so what happens now is that his face is a source of light. Okay? That's my OG concept. Please don't steal. But his face is a source of light. And I think that will be interesting if it were to be put in a comic. Because the way I would like do it is it would be lineless. His face would be. So he would have no lines for his face. It would just be this white stuff. And so this would be gone now. And I just erase that. Also erase the sketch, you know? Because this is his face. And now. Oh crap. I should have drawn it on rather than rather than rather than erase it. So I'm gonna draw it on real quick. Because I'm stupid. Okay. So the reason I drew it on is so I can put a filter on it, particularly a Gaussian blur. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that, but it's going to be like that. You know, you get the idea, and then like his helmet mask thing will be like dark. This should be on size and not pressure pencil stuff. So that's what it's going to look like. And then you got his face there, and then you have the rest of his costume that's just kind of like that. Does that make sense? You gotcha. You gotcha. And I think that could look interesting. I suppose the blur should also kind of encroach on the 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 side of the mask too. So I'm gonna have to add that whiteness again for a third time, but on this layer because I did it on the wrong layer last time, anyways. So here we go, and filters, but only on the shoot. Okay, so it can't be on this layer. It's got to be on a new layer. So, new layer. Dang it. Well, can't I just bring this up here? No, that doesn't work. Exactly. Oops. This is all a learning process, you know. Like I said, I'm not like a comic book artist. I'm not a big famous comic book artist or nothing. I ain't no oh shoot. What's a famous comic book artist? Jack Kirby? I don't I don't know. I ain't no Jack Kirby. All right, we got to redo the filter now. Oops, not focus blur. All right, let's add that again. There you go. There you go. There you go. So I think something like that would look cool. Excuse me. Ugh. But I haven't finished his costume yet. It's almost done. It's almost done. I just need to add like a cape. So I'm gonna add that real quick. Try to. So it's gonna be whoosh, big whooshy, big whoosh cape. I don't want to cover up too much of the pose. You know, and it's got a collar, cause I can't help myself. I love the collar. So maybe that makes sense. But anyways, the cape is blue. So I'm going to have to add that to kind of like see it. And it's just like a normal collar cape. And what's keeping it on his shoulders? Who knows? It's comic books. Sometimes they have like ways that it can show you how things work, but right now it's just a collar. And so the top part of his chest is yellow, but like a kind of a washed out yellow. So it's going to be like up to his shoulders, like that. And then it kind of comes down to a V on his chest, and also like just kind of a curve on his back. You got me? And then the rest of him is honestly, I think his hands are also going to be yellow, but the rest of him is skin tight, and his legs and stuff. It's just black all the way down. Oops. Now I can do pressure size and just color in, baby. Color in, but also on its own layer. Get in there. Yeah. Oops. So the reason I have some Spider-Man and now also Dr. Fate as kind of some reference photos. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Spider-Man is also on my other screen so that I have references to like a comic book style. And the reason I have Spider-Man is because they do their black. So, like, depending on the artist, Spider Man's costume is blue and red or black and red. Some people really take the accented parts of his body and really push him dark, essentially making it black. And so that's what I'm looking at to see how people do portray black in the comic books. Very, very dark colors. Because also I messed up on his headpiece. I think his headpiece is actually supposed to be yellow. If it would make sense with yeah, it is. I'm stupid. But let's go on in there, get it in there. Oh, that's got to be no, that's the right layer. So I just need to be careful. Squeak, squeak, squeak. You hear the stylus kind of squeaking? I'll fix it later. Said the lazy artist. Oh man. I'll fix it later. Who cares? Who cares? But Yeah, so the blacks in comics, they in most cases what I've seen is they add a tinge of like blue. The highlights are blue essentially. So, yo, Dr. Fate's sick. I stole Dr. Fate's color scheme, man. I just stole Dr. Fate. DC, please don't sue. It's a good look though. That's a sick costume. I really dig Dr. Fate's costume. And that's that's all costume like superheroes are, you're just stealing ideas from one thing or another. Not stealing necessarily, but getting inspired by maybe. But yeah, Dr. Fate, Doctor Strange, the Hulk, all of those things. Very inspirational, very cool. I like the Hulk. That's an interesting idea. Not enough comics do like the classic. Well, I guess they do like the classic horror monster because the Hulk is like Frankenstein and also Doctor Hyde and Doctor Jekyll and Mister Hyde. So that's two right there. And then you have like I guess Morbius. Morbius is like this hand's supposed to be yellow. Morbius is like Dracula, kind of. Isn't Morbius like an anti-hero now? He used to be a villain, didn't he? I don't know. But yeah, you got Morbius, who's Dracula. Who's the Wolfman? Who would be the Wolfman? He's got to be a hero. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. That's a niche. That's a superhero that can be filled in a niche. Well, you know what? I guess the Hulk could also be the Wolfman. Kind of like he kind of transforms involuntarily. I don't know. I've never read Doctor Hyde and Mister like whatever it's called, like the Curious Case of Doctor Hyde and Mister or Doctor Jekyll and Mister Hyde. It's called something weird like that, and I've never read it. So I don't know if there's like a catalyst that makes him turn, or if it's like an addiction where he's just like, I like the feeling of being Mr. Hyde, so I'm gonna do it all the time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But potentially Wolfman is an idea that could be developed into like a derivative superhero type of character. What else? There's the Mummy, classic Mummy. He's there. You can develop a hero from the concept of the Mummy, but really, what is the concept of the Mummy? You know, it's just like a zombie. That's all the Mummy is. It's just a zombie story. Okay, get that collar in there. Give it a little bit of a point, sure, and keep it going. Keep it going. If I want to be crazy with that collar, I could actually do like that too. No, no, no. Let's keep it kind of simple. All right, another layer. We're doing all types of layers today. We're going to use the ink tool. And we're going to do some bordering. My order of operations has been a little whack because I did the colors before the like the before doing the other stuff. I did the colors before the lines, which in general you shouldn't do. I think. I mean, whatever works for you, honestly. Ooh, that's a good line, huh? That's a really good line, but I guess since it's on top of like black, it doesn't matter. I'm trying. Whoosh. Oh, forgot to color his legs. How do you do like fabric? His cape is going to be like all folded up and stuff, so just do a bunch of overlaps and then it'll figure itself out, you know what I mean? Go into his collar like that. Bam. Simple. Figured it out. All done. Get them in there. Get those low folds in there. It'll look good. Just put them all everywhere, you know? Look at look not paper, but look at no, that's a bad one. Look at like your blanket. And just copy the folds on the blanket. Sure. Sure. All right. Get the hand. Oop. Do his arm. I guess this part of his body doesn't really matter with the outline all that much. Also, I can't even see what the heck I'm doing, so do the outline of his head. Pop. Sure, sure, sure. Uh-oh. 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 See, that's why you shouldn't do colors before outline, because I've lost his shoulder details, so oh crap. Wait, what was I doing my outlines on? What layer are my outlines on? This layer. They're on this layer. Okay. We're good. We're good. We figured it out. Get that deltoid in there. Gotta look at my reference here for a second because I want to make his muscles look a little okay. And really, like the thing with comic books is like they go crazy with like that kind of stuff, you know, the hatching. So maybe that's what the key is to like really sell it. So I'll do like hatch, lines. Add lines, man. Just add lines. Shoulder lines. Keep following your reference though. The lines like that. It's there's something that goes kind of like that. This. Nah, that's not. But this. Maybe something like that. Uh, kind of do that. Get that pector. Oh, I need to do his actual chest outline. Does it look like I know what I'm doing yet? So his pectoral kind of comes out like that, and then there's like another thing that does that. All I'm doing is copying a picture. That's all I'm doing. So if this looks good, you can do it yourself. Just find a picture and copy it. I mean, it'll take more than that to like really sell it, but you know. Oh yeah, I gotta finish coloring. I'll do that right now. That's a little big. Gonna lose control there. So here you go. Here you go. Here's your legs. Get your legs in there. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Oh, shoot. All right, lovely. Get rid of that sketch, those sketch marks, those sketch. There we go. There we go. I still have this thing all over his freaking face. It's supposed to be like a background. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here, you dark colors. Don't misinterpret that. It's good enough. I mean, like, I'm not trying to make a comic page worthy image right now. I'm just trying to get the point across of like what kind of character. Whoops. What kind of character? This is like a proof of concept. I might do another image where I draw this guy again. You know, because I am boring and I will draw the same thing over and over again, trying to do better and better each time. Okay. Swoosh, swoosh. No, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Okay. But here's where the hard part begins. Cause like, now what? Cause like I guess like some comics they really are like very minimalist with their shading and stuff. They really just throw on the hatches. At least like the old style comics. And honestly, I really like the look of old style comics, you know, where they don't even really do so much of the shading. They just kind of really just do the dark hatches a lot more. They do like a lot more, and it's a lot thicker too. They do like the really dark, but I don't want to do that. I want to kind of um have some fun with the lighting. I am gonna go back to my Spider-Man reference here. I don't I don't know if I want to add the blue because I guess the idea with some of the Spider-Man shading is that it's always been blue, his secondary color. So I want this guy to have like pure black arms. Like I want that's part of his like thing. Let me get some blue and I'll try it. The reason I did that is so I can kind of see what I'm doing. So there's the forearm line. Where did this dot come from? I didn't do that. I mean, obviously I did, but I don't remember. All right, let's add this guy. Define the shoulder a little more. Get this on the reference, this back arm is not so defined, honestly. So I'm gonna just kind of leave it kind of. All right, let's see how that little bit looks. Ah, I don't think I went nearly hard enough. Also, I need to like define the borders of his like in the comics I'm looking at. All the borders are like essentially like highlighted with either blue or white. Honestly, just so you can see uh that shape, so you can read his profile. You know what I mean? So let's put some more in there. Put some more in there. Get it in here. Add the blue. Let's add some musculature. Like this guy's not supposed to be like super jacked or anything. Even though like in real life this is a pretty athletic body. But in comic book standards he's downright skinny. Um does that look good? Gosh. Why did that change again? My eraser is still is has now turned into a I don't know. Let's see if we can salvage some of this. The line work is on top, is on a layer that's like above the blue though. So I've messed up. You know what? I've messed up. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm also not afraid to admit that I can't draw. I can't draw. Drawing's hard. Oh, I am on a different layer than the outline, but why is there no outline on like his bits here? Oh, because I never drew them. So let's get that in real quick. So let's get his. Oh man, oh man. That's why these lines look all sketchy. Yeah, yeah, that's why it looks bad. That's why it looks bad. Stupid. Sure. Does that look like comic book style? Does that look like a comic book? His arm's a little weird, huh? Like, is this arm weird? I think it is. A freaking eraser. Get fixed. Get fixed. I think the reason his arm looks weird is because this secondary shoulder line. Oh my god. This secondary shoulder line is at not exactly the right angle. I'm just gonna kind of like imply it just a little bit. Just like that. Just like that. I think that helps out a little bit more. And since this, I'm going to continue this line with the black. Okay, let's get some more black in there. Let's really add up the black. That's not, yeah. Um, add that black in there for his jawline. Some black here for his temple. Maybe imply a cheekbone. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe a bit of a brow. And then since it's a long smooth surface, it's got to have like this like edge shit. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, look at comic books. Long smooth surfaces have like this weird black outline like that to like for reasons. I don't know. Like, why would there be a shadow? Well, I guess if the light's coming like that, there would be a shadow there, and then that's like reflective light. Well, I'm just dumb. Let's get some of these shades in here. I'm just adding willy nilly now. I'm just going in, trying to add some depth with my shading. Yo, imagine having to shade like capes all the time. That would suck. Oh man, inkers, you colorists or whatever your names are, like you guys are heroes. Cause it's not easy being cheesy. Don't sue me, Frito Lay or whoever owns Cheetos. I think it's Frito Lay, right? Keep it going. Little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of that, little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of that. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just like putting stuff where it doesn't even necessarily need to go. Okay, let's kind of try to wrap this up because this has been going on for a while. As he keeps going, you know. Wrap it up, wrap it up. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, you're done. You're done. You're done. Okay. So you get the idea of what I'm going for, right? Let's get a background, eh? Let's get some backgrounds real quick. Paint the brush. Let's get that background that I was working on, but actually make it in the background this time. So whoosh. That's not what I want it to be. There we go. Nope. What happened? What how did I Oh, it's because I applied a Gaussian blur to it, so that's why it looks a little blurry. I can't get rid of it because that's where his face glow is. So, what's going on here? Let's just imply like a some sort of background. I don't know. Like, here's a floor. Here's some details in the background. You know, like whatever. Is he in a city? Is he in a forest? I don't know. Uh, he's just turning into this guy. He's died. He has died. And now he's turning into whatever this is. But I do want to do something. I do want to try something. I'm going to use an airbrush tool, and I'm going to try to do just some like quick quick highlights on top of what's going on. Quick highlights and shadows. So I just want to try to emulate both styles of comic books, I suppose. This is a little too big, but have best of both worlds. But usually when you try to do that, you end up having nothing good of either. And that's probably like whatever. This is just for fun, anyways. Who cares? Um, I guess I'll use gray kind of to like add some. How's that gonna look on on his his black? Should I have just gone with that to begin with? Should I have just foregone the blue lighting type of stuff and just gone for gray to begin with? Let me know in the comics. The it's a Freudian slip, huh? Let me know in the comments. Let's add some highlights to his cape. I've heard tales of like on I guess like chat forums and stuff that talk about comic book artists and stuff. Uh if it looks bad, just add more lines. That's something they say because like the busier it is, the harder it is to like pinpoint some wacky details and stuff. So, if you see something that's really busy, keep an eye out for like mistakes cuz there's a reason it's really busy. It can't possibly be a stylistic choice, right? You know? Not it can't be never. Could never. Okay, let's add this darkness to where I've already hatched in darkness. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know. I've said it enough times already, but I'll always say it. I don't know. I don't know. There we go. There we go. Get under that pectoral. Get some of these delts in there. I don't know why I highlighted under his jaw like that, but whatever. Here you go. This shoulder might be a little darker. I don't know. There's that. There's the word again. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's zoom out. There you go. Comics. I think his cape is a little whack. Um, but this one looks okay. Or, well, this one looks insert adjective here. But that just means that the next one will look even better, right? Generally. I don't know. There's ups and downs, peaks and troughs. But anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you like my OC. Please do not steal. Deviant Dark Days. They're all coming back. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. And why don't you hit the bell to let the algorithm... blah, blah, blah. How do you sign off, man? Okay, hit the bell if you want. You know what the bell does. If you don't know what the bell does, it lets YouTube tell you when new videos come out and stuff. And if you haven't already subscribed, why don't you go ahead and do that too? But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.